Welcome into game number 3 of our arena run with the Elf Union. We've got Skaven. They've got a Rat Ogre with Juggernaut, a Guard Blitzer, a Tackle Blitzer. They've got 2 Blodge Gutter Runners, 2 Wrestle Dodge Gutter Runners, and a Thrower without Leader. They've got 3 rerolls, no Apothecary on Skaven. And for those of you who've forgotten, we've got our very skinny Elf Union build, just 11 players ourselves with 2 Blodge Blitzers, 3 Dodge Catchers, a Leader Thrower, Wrestle Alignment, and of course we have the Wizard, is why we're so skinny. Do I want offense or defense first? It's a tough one because they could just smash us up with that Rat Ogre, but I think with the Wizard we kick and try to turn over while we have the full roster. I think Dirty Wizard Union. Yeah, well, a kind sir, after I finished the Goblin run, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I genuinely don't know what we do next. We've done the Goblins, we've done our main goal. And I offered it to chat. I said, which would you rather see next? Which team? And I threw up some different teams. They chose the Elf Union. And then I said, do you want to do a wizard build or a not wizard build? And they said the wizard build. So that's what we're doing. So as with everything, blame chat. What I'm trying to say, as I always say, is absolutely do not hold me responsible for my own actions, because we could blame chat. So this is a new game mode for this season. I say new. It's been like a month and a half since they launched the new season, so we're like halfway through it. Sorry, one second. I need to do this thing quickly. Sorry, something just happened. I need to quickly just make a note of myself. Yeah, so it's a game mode called the Arena, which they've introduced. Norska Arena is what they've technically called it, because this is Norse were the latest team they added to the game. And it's very similar to tabletop Blood Bowl tournaments. So unlike the ladder, where you develop teams and players develop skills as they go and get better and all the rest of it, this is like a resurrection mode, so players can't die. You build your rosters to a set TV, which is slightly different depending on what tier your team is from. Elf Union got 1160 TV. I'm not sure if Skaven were the same or if they were in a different one. And then you get a set number of skills that you can add to your team. And then the way that the arena mode works, you're trying to get 7 wins on your team before you take 2 losses. So it's a really fun game mode if you just want to play Blood Bowl without the grind that comes with playing in the ladder. But you do if your favorite thing about Blood Bowl is developing the players, then you do lose that stuff. So it's really I really like it, but it depends what you're after. It's very similar to what happens in tabletop tournaments, which I really like tabletop Blood Bowl. So we've got a blitz, which is nice. Only 4 players. We can't get to that because we're not fast enough. I reckon let's tag with the Blodge Stepper on there. Let's punch a Gutter Runner. Not what we were hoping for. Still a little bit risky, but gonna just double tag here with dodge, because that's not been that easy for you to hit, and it's made this a bit more complicated for them. If you win 7 times, at the moment it is a little bit underwhelming. They know it's a little bit underwhelming because this was an experimental game mode they introduced this season, but I think because it's been popular, they may make something more like a bit more fanfare when you do it, because the game just kind of kicks you out to the screen. It's yep, you finished. but you get to put like a title on your, I can't show it to you during a game, but after the game I can show it to you. There's like a thing where you get to put a title saying like champion with whatever team. So because I've done it with goblins, like now my coach profile says Goblin Champion on it. So the main thing you get is like that banner. So like you can show off and be like, I did it with that team. But yeah, Christopher was one of a few people involved in making a similar idea of that tabletop style Blood Bowl and introducing it before, which I think probably did partly encourage them to do this. So it's really cool they've done it. I'm really pleased that this like type of Blood Bowl exists in the game now. Because the ladder is just such a like never-ending grind. You have to play, if you're competitive and want to like get to the good spots in ladder, you probably have to play like at the low end 30, at the higher end more like 50 games on one team, which can really be exhausting. Not sure about that block there with the hit on the side stepper. You've helped me get my my blitzer out the back here to put some pressure on the ball. Going to be pretty tricky for him to make this safe. That definitely helps. That helps quite a lot actually in terms of making this safe. So that's something. Because before that, this had quite an easy path out. Okay, Skaven doing what they do, rolling some dice. Yeah, that's made it all a lot safer. Okay, yeah. They got some things there at the end that made it all a lot safer. Oh, does fail this dodge. So our basing got us something. So we have got the wizard. We could just fireball that right away. I don't think we need to. I think especially in this matchup where it's going to be a bit back and forth, I think holding on to the wizard longer makes more sense. So I think we'll keep that wizard to be a thing that continues to like scare them as the game goes on. So we have got 3+2+ to get around there and hit the ball. The moment it would be a one dice. I think we might go for it. But let's do some other stuff first. Yeah, I think it might be worth it. Okay, nice pow. Stun. The scary bit here is this rush, because I don't know if I should put a reroll into it or not, but let's see if we get there. Okay, we didn't need to put a reroll into it, so now I think we definitely go for it, right? Because it's a 3-2. 3-2-2 for 2 dice on the ball, and that's on a wrestle piece, so yeah, I think we definitely want to do that. What else do we do first? Bring you up into this space, close it down. Don't want to move you yet, because on the off chance this works, you might even have recovery. But I can move you up, I think, just to be in that space being awkward. I probably shouldn't go there, because we might take that hit after. I'll leave you there for now. Okay, let's see if we can get this hit on the ball. Okay, make the first dodge, make the second dodge. Full pow on the ball carrier. Do I want to follow? I don't really want to follow because the rat ogre, but I think I probably should, just to put the tackle zone on the ball. Which did not stop them from catching it on a 6 anyway. Okay, so some good and some bad in there. It was nearly incredible. I think we do this next just to put you on the ball. Then we'll take this block. Can't reroll it, can I? So there's a pretty decent chance they can just free this up now, right? Like, you just have to get out here and hand it off. But the good news is we'll always be able to pressure it with the wizard, so... Thanks, Otter. This is the dawning of the sea otters. Yeah, Torek, that's the most important thing. Like, now we can get games relatively quickly. Blood Bowl 3 is great in quality of life aspect. What happened? Okay, they're going for the sidestepper with the rat ogre. We definitely want to stay on this. Love that. Now you've got problems. Now you really have got problems. Ladder, mostly no bugs, different game modes, new rules are also a good thing, but god, I hate new unit design so much. Even Blood Bowl 1 units had more character. Yeah, I think they've tried to be like closer to the models in this edition is what it seems like they're trying to do. I definitely understand your feeling on that. Where are we going here? So obviously sidestepping. If I go here, they get 2 dice from there, but they can't go anywhere. If I go here, they won't be able to 2 dice, and they won't be able to go anywhere anyway. So yeah, let's go there. I think they probably needed to re-roll that with a tackle, because they really haven't got a way out of this. You see Collie's murdered everyone's teams in Cork? Yeah, T-Self, I love the Elf Union Blitzers, they're so fun. So they've got a 4+ dodge out that way. Or not a lot else, really. Interesting that they left one of the gutter runners off and their thrower off for offense. You would have thought those are pieces you'd want on offense. More speed, more dodge. The second pickup player with the thrower. Honestly, if I was in their position, I would think about doing 4+ dodge, 3+ dodge, hand off on a 3+, because I think your situation is so bad here that, like, that might not be, like, super likely to work, but at least if it works, you get something, whereas staying here just feels like it's going to go bad for you. They have selected a handoff action, and they have failed the dodge. So they might have been trying what I said, and it just didn't work. But yeah, they might well have been trying what I said. Full pow on the gutter runner right away is a bit rude, given that they rolled a lot of dice without rolling a pow. Nice stun. Just go stun that over the ball. Stand you up. Let's take some safe actions first, shall we? I think we want to block this tackle away. Fine. Not great because we push you onto someone else we don't want to get a tackle, but in fact, I think given that we probably are following, since one's going to get hit with it anyway. We get hit with this. The chain doesn't really do us any favours here because we don't knock it over, we're just pushing it closer to the ball. Maybe we hit down from there and then come round and blitz. Or we could skip a step and just come round and blitz. That pushes you away. There's no way of doing that as a 3 dice, is there really? Okay, not a snake is the important thing there. Now we've got 3 tackle zones on the ball. Ideally, we'd like to just pick it up. There. We're just going for the score. Because Skaven. I feel like maybe we're just going for the score. Like, rather than a stall. Hey, Gozza. Yeah, Freezing Star, I did wonder that. And that would actually make sense. I thought that at the time and I haven't put it all together. But yeah, I think you might be right. Maybe they thought they were on defense there and got it wrong. Yeah, exactly. You kind of said there was going to be some hits back that turn. And just like going 1-0 up, we've got the wizard. Like, seems pretty good. Torek hopes I qualify for Team Italy someday. Team Italy haven't asked. Team England asked. I mean, yeah, I'd need to like get involved with the Italian scene, to be fair. I'd love to play with Team Italy. You're not. Are you Italian, Torek? Did I miss this about you, that you're Italian? Or did I know this about you and it's just slipped my mind? I'm really sorry if that's like a thing that like has just slipped out of my head. But yeah, like it's amazing to be asked. Like, to be completely truthful and transparent on the Team England thing, like I did like get asked and I had a conversation with the captain, Wilfin, and said like my one worry with it is that I'm spending a big chunk of travel budget this year on my big like family trip coming up with like Japan and New Zealand. And I don't know if I can afford Eurobowl this year or European because the squad is for Eurobowl and European. But Wilfin was like, basically said he wanted me to come along and to try the Wood Elves and see how they'd work in the Eurobowl rules. And he's like, maybe we can cross that bridge when we come to it. So, yeah. Thank you for the follow, Chuck Dread. But it's a really lovely, it's a lovely group of players in the Team England squad this year as well. So, it would be fun. I am, Grave. I am coming to New Zealand. I don't know if it'll be specifically your neck of the woods. I'm going to visit some friends who emigrated to New Zealand before the pandemic. So I'm starting off where they live, which is up north around Kerry. And then going to be going down to Hobbiton because I'm a Sado. I don't care. I make no apologies for wanting to go to Hobbiton. I'm so excited about it. We're going to do a bit of a road trip down. I think go through Auckland and Wellington, I think, is the idea. I'm letting my friend do all the planning, so I don't really know. Other than Hobbiton, like I booked Hobbiton. I was like, we're doing this. I'm like, you've probably been made to do this before because you live there. I don't care. We're doing it. We're doing second breakfast at Hobbiton. Hey, Cheeky Jimmy. And yeah, my worry is that when all that's done, I will come back and I will be poor. I will be very poor after I've done my New Zealand Japan trip, and I have no idea how I'm going to afford to do the Team England stuff. But who knows? Maybe I do a stream fundraiser if it comes to that. Could have dropped the wizard that turn, but we're 1-0 up, and I think we hold on to it for a turn where we can aim to get the wizard and make off with the ball. So yeah, especially with 2 players stunned from the kickoff event, I think that was not the turn to do that. So yes, but it's a bit mad. Like honestly, I'm being very blasé about it. Like I'd never won like anything in Blood Bowl until really recently. Like I'd never won a tournament, like online or tabletop. And then like I've been on this run recently where I have won a few, and it's been really, really fun. And it's like super like cool to be able to be like, yeah, you know what? Like obviously like I'm not terrible at this game, right? Like I've obviously like got to that point. But like I really didn't necessarily think that like Team England was going to be a thing. So yeah, it was very, very cool to be asked. Very cool that England wanted me, and you're just in the outskirts of Wellington, 20 minutes away from Rivendell. Oh, amazing. Rivendell. I want to see Rivendell. My worry with New Zealand is that we don't have enough time to do everything I'm going to want to do. Because I think I've already pretty much been told we probably don't have time to go and see volcanoes, which I would like to do. Like, this trip is a mammoth trip because I'm going to be in Japan for my mum's 70th. And then because I was like halfway there, I was like, listen, I'm never going to get like a better excuse to go on to New Zealand and see my friends who emigrated there. But because I'm doing both of them back to back, it's like such a long time away from home. And like sorting out, looking after the dog, and I'm self-employed, so I'm going to be taking work with me, but like still it's not going to be like easy to do as much work as I normally would. So yeah, it's going to be oh my god. Okay, thank you for that, Grave. I'm definitely going to send that to my friend and be like, I need to go here because that's the river. That's the river from the horses. Horses? I'm so sophisticated. The scene where the my mind is dead. It's late on a Saturday. The Lich Kings are chasing them. Could wizard? Don't think we need to. I think we've got a hit on the ball here without the wizard. So thank you, Shepherd. The one that's seen Arwen stole from Glorfindel, maybe. Don't let's get into a books versus movies fight. We're all friends here. We don't need that. One dice on the ball. I reckon we take it. It was a pretty great scene, wasn't it? Like, yeah, she did it well. I liked it when it happened. I was cheering. Don't re-roll that because we haven't got blocks, so we just put the pressure on again. Like, we're sitting on a wizard, so like the pressure here feels pretty good. Cheeky one dice. Is it true that there are no poisonous animals and no dangerous to humans animals in New Zealand compared to Australia? Oh my god, I'm going to see a kiwi. I need to see a kiwi. And what else do I need to see? What are the other animals I need to see in New Zealand? This is a really stupid question, but does New Zealand have kangaroos as well? Like, I feel like that's like a really dumb question, but it's still a question that I have. No way, grave mistake. What a cool job. Holy cow. You work at the zoo? Stop. What a wicked job. I mean, I don't know what you do at the job. You might say I clean loos at the zoo, but you still get to work at the zoo. Tree quickly adding Wellington Zoo to our itinerary? I mean, maybe. I'm never sad to go to a zoo. Like, literally never. Sometimes when I'm at the zoo, I then feel guilty and I'm like, oh, we're supposed to have these animals in zoos. But We don't have kiwis, but we do have wallabies around Rotorua and Queenstown. They're a pest and introduced. Oh, did you mean you don't have kangaroos? Because you must have kiwis. Otherwise, my whole life is a lie. Not my whole life, but my impression of New Zealand is a lie. You don't have to tell us because, like, don't dox yourself. But, like, what do you do at the zoo? Do you, like, get to work with the animals? Mostly I just want to hear about fun stuff with animals. But, like, yeah, don't feel like you have to talk about it if you don't want to. Ooh, something fell over. The thrower fell over. The thrower fell over but is showing us standing up, which is confusing. No, the gutter runner fell over. Okay, the thrower's still there. Oh, it was a snake. It was a snake. Again, we could wizard, and again, we don't need to, so I'm not going to. Yeah, that took me a second. So yeah, we don't need to put a wizard on this because we can just hit it, which seems like the way to go. Could use the wrestle for the hit. So we bring you in here. Pop you in here, and we don't have to even do a dodge. We can just run in and do it. I feel like we might be trending towards concede here. Because we might be about to go 2-0 up. It's pretty good. Can't score this turn unless I can chain push that, which I probably could. But it's a lot of dice, so I probably won't. Okay. Good. I mean, they are Skaven, so they can get that back. See if we can protect it a bit. Okay, at least that means that's got to do 3 passes out. This we really can't stop. Not gonna lie, if I was in my opponent's position after snaking that dodge, I'd be kind of mad that all that worked. Yeah, poor opponent, for sure. Greedy rush just to close that there. 4+ dodge, so we're not on the rat ogre? No, we finally failed something. And we did get KO'd for it. I'm not a keeper, but I work in the grounds maintenance, so I pretty much fix what the keepers break. I'm also the ambo driver at work. Oh, sorry. So whenever we need to take an animal to animal hospital, I'm involved with that. That sounds like a super, super cool job, Grave Mistake. Yeah, like interesting in the good way, what Tarek said. That sounds really cool. I'm there. Yeah. Do you love it? It sounds like that sounds like a job a person would love, so I hope you love it. This is rather a good situation, yes, Shamba. This is going rather well. We're 1-0 up on a game that we started on defence. We have the ball, and we also still have a wizard in our pocket as well. So yeah, I would say this game is going fairly well so far. And they haven't blitzed the ball, so it's probably not going to be hard to go 2-0 up. Crazy things happening. I'm kind of impressed our opponent hasn't conceded, because in Arena people do concede. They have 3 wins on their records. They probably don't want to take the first loss, do they? But yeah, They're at 3 wins and no losses. We're on 2 wins and no losses. So yeah, again, arena mode, you're trying to get to 7 wins without losing 2. So I can understand a bit more why they're reluctant to concede. But the thing with Skaven is actually, like, even at 2-0 down with Skaven, you have a chance, right? Because you're Skaven, which is more than some teams have. We are playing an 11-player roster. They've KO'd a couple. So for sure there are ways that this could get better for them. Antwerp Zoo was one of my favourite places as a kid. They had okapis, which I thought were amazing because I'd never heard of them. I'm not sure I've heard of an okapi now. What's an okapi? Roger. Ooh, Roger trying to dodge. Last reroll. You surely can't use that on a Roger dodge. I feel like they missed this dodge because they're taking a long look at it. But yeah, you cannot spend your last reroll on this. Okay. The problem is here they've made me like a chain push that gets tackle off the ball, which is super handy. I reckon we make this a 3 dice to see if we can pow, which would be even better. Can't pow, but we can at least push tackle off the ball. Should have moved these first. Safe moves first, chat. Always remember safe moves first. Do as I say, not as I do. Didn't Snake. Going for the score. 2-0. It's like half zebra, half zebra, half giraffe. Don't tell Raffers. Oh, I think I have seen those before. We're down a player. Disaster. Let's not put one of our blitzers on the line, even though they didn't even fight the line last time. Yeah, someone said it at the time. I think they're making a mistake not fighting the line, to be honest with you, because why wouldn't you want to take the hits on squishy pro elves? So they have got 2 turns to get back to 2-1 before half time. It's not nothing. Definitely not nothing. So Grave, what is your favourite animal at Wellington Zoo? If you get to work in a zoo every day, what's your favourite animal there? Don't pretend you don't have one. We all know you do. There's no way when you're going around the zoo every day that you don't look at one and you're like, that's my favourite. Quick snap for our opponent. Just realised I haven't put the thing on. For the arena stuffs. Oh, I've preempted the 3rd win. It's definitely not on 3 right now. It's on 2. Whoops. Mistakes. So they have got the ball on a gutter runner. They've got 2 turns to get this back to 2-1. You have capybaras? Oh Oh my god, now I want to go to the zoo. I don't know if I'll have time to go to the zoo, but I want to go. I love our capybaras, but the otters are pretty neat too. We do have a 1-year-old giraffe called Mia. She's a darling. And our Kia are neat little troublemakers. Oh. Yes, Torek, that's true. It is about important low-risk moves first. That's always true. But when there are things you just should be doing, we can simplify that to safe moves first. It's not always true that you take the safe moves first, but as a general rule, it's not a bad one. Opponent is not playing like they know they need to score in 2 turns, but that's not in range. And they did a bunch of dice here, including with a loner, before putting everything into scoring range. Hey, Seabros. When do I plan on being over here? So, I think I go from Japan to New Zealand on the 25th of February. And I'm there until something like the 6th of March. I'm not in New Zealand for like a super, super long time again, because the whole trip like adds up to a long trip. But it's something like that. Is this a moment where we put the wizard in and try to finish this off? Or do we keep the wizard, knowing it's like a super powerful thing to have, even if we're at 2-1 instead of 2-0? I think we keep the wizard. I think it's just like, it's so good having that in our pocket, like ready for when we want it. Like, I think it's just okay not to use it yet. And I reckon we hit this at the front. Start off by bringing you here. We'll 3 dice you. Because we can. Okay, do a wrestle. Hit it again from there, so no. Let's do it right now. It needs someone to get up there, but hopefully that'll be alright. Hopefully. I don't know whether you want to rush. Why don't we do that first? Good. Great. Even better. Okay. 2 layers there, 2 layers here. I don't know. I mean, they're Skaven, they can get through it, right? But we made him roll some dice. Yeah, it's super soon. It's super, super soon, Grave. I'm so excited about it. I'm actually, like, truthfully, what I actually am right now is really stressed about it because I found out yesterday, very late yesterday night, that because because it's like a multi-stop flight booking, and I did it through Expedia. They changed one of the flights. British Airways changed one of the flights. They cancelled one and then moved everyone to a new one. But because Expedia didn't do something, I never got moved on to the new flight. So that I hadn't spotted it, and they told me they had moved me onto the new flight, so I thought it was all fine. And I only by complete chance, I decided to go on the British Airways website last night and saw my flight was just missing. And it's the first flight from London. So I've spent this morning trying to work that out, and now basically it's in a situation where they say it's going to be fine, but they've sent an email to British Airways, and they're like, oh, they normally take 2 days to respond. So like, they've told me that it'll be fine, but I'm not actually going to have that confirmed until British Airways get back like sometime next week. So yeah, super stressed about it. Is how I currently am, but hopefully that all gets sorted next week. It's really bad because basically what happened is British Airways cancelled a flight and rebooked everyone on that flight, and Expedia like literally sent me an email saying like new flight confirmed, and it even says on the email from Expedia like no action required from you. So like it literally says that. So that it's like they are completely in the wrong, but they've made most of it. 3+ dodge. They're in. There you go. Didn't make it hard enough. It's complete chance I spotted it. Like genuinely complete chance. Like if I had not happened to look last night, then I could have got to the airport. Because the thing is, like, if I went on Expedia's website, it was all still showing correctly. It was only when I went to British Airways website that it wasn't. So I could have easily got to the day of the flight before I realised. Or like the night before, I guess, when I tried to check in. So mad. Like just complete luck that I decided to check last night, and it's given me some time to try to sort it. But yeah. Check your flights. Everyone always says don't book through like the third parties, and maybe they're right. Maybe you should just like never book through the third parties. Astronomers, so we went from Gobbo straight to Elves. I would have guessed we'd work our way from Gobbo's teams with some other Gobbos, Black Orcs, Underworld Orcs to other teams. So Astronomers, I let chat vote on my next team after the Goblins. So you can blame chat. To be fair, I didn't put Underworld on the options. The options did include Renegades, they included Halflings. I just want to get it fixed, Shepherd. If we get anything extra out of it, that'd be great. But yeah, it's the I just want it to be fixed. Okay, so this looks like a gap that we could potentially go through. So we blitz, pushing into you, pushing into that square. I think this should all work. Got the full. No, we haven't got the full 11. We've got 10 though, which is pretty good. Fill there, fill there, fill there. So now the blitz is onto that. Pushes, pushes, pushes. You're doing the blitz. Bringing you up to tag that first. Have I got then everyone to do the right pushes? So bop, 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 bop. That's 1. 2 could come from 2 could come from here. Yeah, I think it's fine. Someone got minus movement. Oh, nearly the one that we need to try to do the 1 turn with. Luckily not. Luckily not the one we were trying to do the 1 turn with. Oh, that's not good. I don't think that'll kill it, but it definitely makes it harder. Because now we need to block from here, filling all of these squares. Can we actually do that? We should do the pass next because nerves of steel. Maybe we shouldn't continue to do these first. Oof. There's a bit to do here. There is definitely a bit to do. So I need to hit here. Which I need to fill these squares. I don't know if I've got enough players to do this actually. Well, I can only try it and find out. Wait, are we stopping there? No, we need to get round. Push. No, we do need that one there. Oh no, we dodged ourselves to death. F's. Don't think it's worth the apple because we don't know if it'll come back. I think that was still on, but it was hard. I think that was still on. Obviously it would all have been easier if we just rolled pushes at the beginning, but... Rip Reckless. Rip Reckless. Okay, so only 2-1, so our opponent not conceding, starting to look like not such a bad decision. Hang around, stay in the game, give yourself a chance, but we have got the lead and we're getting the ball and we have got a wizard still in our pocket as well. Which we're definitely not sad about. We just want to carry on you. Shoot one square in. He tripped and fell into oblivion. Happens to the best of us. Just a push. It's a little awkward. Because now I need to take the hit without block next. Okay, nice stands. It's a very deep kick. Three stuns. Would have preferred a removal, but 3 stuns is still not bad at all. The stuns would mean more if the ball was closer to the line, unfortunately. Like if it was closer to the line, that would be something we could take more advantage of, but still, never bad. Never bad to have that as a starting point. Did not count the squares. That gutter runner, is closer than I thought it should be. Yeah, that's cam bases on 2 rushes. Suddenly realised that at the end. Hang on, gutter runner. Always count your scares. Always count your squares against gutter runners, or you will get some scares. have gone for the double rush to base. And the rogue are now coming in. Gonna get mixed up on all these players. Another one. It's the second time that rogue has gone 2 into 1 on us. They are not afraid of those frenzy traps. Frenzy opportunities. Never a frenzy trap. Always an opportunity. Might have done us a favour for getting someone else back here. Dodges through, doesn't make it, gets KO'd. That's very nice. Get wrestle gutter off the pitch. Lovely pow. So this doesn't have block, but I think making the 3 dice block here is probably like the safest we can do in the circumstances. Lovely 3 dice block, lovely pow. No damage sadly. I reckon now we just go to the side away from the rat ogre. Feels like a good thing to me. It's a little bit loose to a gutter runner there, isn't it? But don't actually have enough players to make it as secure as I'd like to. Not in the right part of the pitch because I've got players all spread out because of this and this. This is quite nice though, isn't it? One player's effectively tying down 3 there until they blitz it. And at least the gutter runner play, because they could just come in for the gutter runner blitz, right? Like they just come in the front. That's only 3 plus 4 plus. But at least if they do that, it's going to be an uphill because these are pro elf catchers, not wood elf catchers. So you get that strength 3 as well as a dodge. Well, you don't start with dodge, but because we've given them dodge. One turn of want. Orcs don't score until everything is crumped. So yeah, they're going to take that, but it's to free up players. I think that makes sense. And you've got 3 tucked down there. Another KO. We're almost to the point where we could use the Apo on a KO, but if it was something more exciting than just a baby lineman, I might have done. But I think for just a regular lineman, it's probably not worth it. Making that screen. Bringing the rat ogre a friend. So it's a 4 plus to stand up without eating that. But if you fail it because there's a friend there, you would get to stand up and just hit your teammate. Assuming that's what they're going for. They're thinking about whether to dodge that first, maybe. Are dodging it first and getting it right back into the action. That's a good dodge. And they are getting that up without using the reroll. Nice end to the turn for them there. We could, like, genuinely at 2-1 up, we could think about just like dropping a wizard to make our way forward easier here. Like, I don't totally hate it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. So we could just 2 dice here with a lineman, move everything through. But I think this middle space is probably more sensible. I think we're going to give the rat ogre something that's a pain to get off. It's a bit scary because obviously a 1 in 81 is a disaster, but we have not rolled the 1 in 81, so that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can get to there. So I can bring you up to like here. Oh, I did not count that first. Whoops. It's a scary rush coming up. Really should have counted that first. But it's fine because we just rolled a 6. Love that. So they could come in here on a 5+ dodge for the uphill. They're looking for the scatters out here or here. I think covering that side is probably the most helpful thing. Maybe do it like there. All right. They could also just try and crash in with the tackle and stick that on, but not so worried about that because I feel like they'd be able to deal with it. The rat ogre with the tail would be more of a problem. They could dodge the rat ogre. It's a 4+. Like maybe you'd be at that point where it's like desperate times, desperate measures, because putting tail on here in strength 5 is a little bit harder to deal with. I guess you could also do the 6+ dodge with the tackle because it's like a 6+ rather than a 5+. But if you get in, it gives you a much better chance of getting the ball down. No, they're just going to put the tackle on the ball. I think they need to be more aggressive and miss a 2-1 down. Famous last words. I'm sure now it'll all go wrong for me, but I think they need to go for the ball this turn. They now can't even put that tackle on the ball. See, like, completely like things you shouldn't do reading the dice log afterwards, but just like to show how not crazy it is. If that was a dodge in to hit the ball with the tackle one, you would have spent 2 rerolls, but you would have got the ball down because you would have rolled a 6 to get in, and then both down to knock the ball down. Like, it gives you a chance, right? I wouldn't necessarily say you should be going for this like in most situations, but they are losing. That's why I think maybe it was worth being aggressive in their position. They're losing and they haven't got the ball. So, pop you in there, and then we could chain push that off. Can't make that a 3 dice. It is still safer than dodging because it's a 1 in 9, but you can re-roll it, so it's 1 in 81 to fail, whereas a dodge is 1 in 36 to fail. That's good enough. And I'm just going to stick with the policy we had all game, which is don't stall, just score against Skaven. If we're 2-0 ahead of them halfway into the second half, I'm okay with it. It's an interesting matchup, like elves into Skaven. Like, I often think both teams are kind of happier playing defense than offense in this matchup. Like, I think that like I've played it more with wood elves, I guess, but like even I played it plenty with elf union as well. Like, I just think like both teams can score quick, but for both teams stalling carries risk. So technically would have been 1 into 2. Which one would have been 1 into 2? The blitz on the ball? I was suggesting doing the blitz more with the tackle piece. I don't know if you meant like going with the rat ogre. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. I read the wrong bit of the dice log, is what you're saying. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, you're right. Okay. It would have been would have been those first. Yeah, we wanted to. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Fair. I mean, as I was saying, it's not really the right way to look at the dice anyway. I'm just think it's always worth remembering. Like a 6+ is, it's never like likely, right? But a 6+ with a reroll should happen. I think it's like 30% of the time, so like almost a third of the time. If you go for a 6+ with a reroll, you're gonna make it, and like that's never like plan A. But if you're losing a game and you're desperate, sometimes it can be the right play, even if it's a longer odds play, because the upside of if it works, like if they sack the ball in that situation, they've got gutter runners who can run off and steal it, and you can actually like really change the game. Whereas just basing the ball, which is what they were going for, was really like unlikely to change the game. Like if you base the ball, which was much more likely to happen, but then I had like a really easy clear. Like even if I just on the dodge, it's going to succeed 35 times out of 36. So like I'm not the best maths head. I'm like talking all this maths. I'm not the best maths head in Blood Bowl, but like some of that stuff you can calculate out. And it's not like that tricky. I feel like the opponent has just in general been like way too passive, like for the game state. Like again here, like you're 3-1 down. With the way I set up, I think you need to be going for like at least a 2-turn and maybe even a 1-turn because you're 2 touchdowns down. And this feels like it's not really like going to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will end up in scoring position. They'll be fine. But like right now, they haven't got a scoring threat. I suppose technically that is a scoring threat, but it's based. Can get hit really easily. Like I think you have to have a scoring threat here, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Oh, that's a scoring threat, isn't it, actually? I forget gutter runners only need to be 2 into the half. I think of 3 because that's what wood elves need, but they only need to be 2. Getting more tempted to use this fireball just because we're up to turn 12. Could get 5 players there. Sure. Why not? Wasn't a particularly good one, to be honest. Scatter certainly hasn't made it good. Push you to that. And now you're not a scoring threat. Most important thing here, I think, is just don't give them a scoring threat. Because again, they need to score twice here. Good enough. So yeah, no scoring threat for this turn. Unless they come up with something clever. Ball is sadly not very recoverable. Could do a rowdy jump over play. 4+ into a 6+, but doesn't, yeah, it's a bit too long odds. The fireball was not good. The funny thing is on this team with the wizard, this is game number 3, and I don't think the wizard has been good in any of them. Like, the threat of the wizard's been good, but I don't think the wizard has actually been good in any of these games so far. But the threat of the wizard is quite powerful. Oh, that's a lie, isn't it? We used the wizard on the goblins. That was good. No, that's just a straight up lie. It was really good on the goblins. I'm forgetting because it was not today. My memory is very short, apparently. So far, we've always fireballed. I thought I might zap in this game because obviously against gutter runners, it's pretty good. But in the end, we haven't really needed the wizard here, so... The first game, I was baited into a greedy fireball on turn 1 by Shat, which was greedy and I shouldn't have done. But they had left all of their ghouls underneath the fireball, and I was like, ghouls don't regen. It's a pretty fun thing to drop a fireball on it. And it missed. It didn't hit anything. So yeah, it was like 5 targets, didn't hit any of them. The second game, we were playing goblins, and I was again thinking I might zap. Pretty good zap against goblins, but then both fanatics and the ball were underneath it, and knocking down a fanatic removes it, so we were like, yeah, go on. I think they had another weapon underneath it as well, maybe the chainsaw, so we were like, yeah, go on then. And actually that was pretty good because it removed both fanatics. This game, to be honest, I was sitting on the wizard thinking I was going to need it, and then I felt like I haven't needed it, but maybe I could regret that yet because they can score next turn. And then 2 turns is enough for Skaven to turn you over and score again. So we're not safe yet. I may regret this one yet. It would be fun to do a zap so we can get the frog on the pitch. There is also that element. This is actually pretty hard to stop them from here. Let's put at least something in front of it. Make him roll some dice. It's not ideal. Also not ideal. Can't spend that reroll. That makes it very easy for them though. You've got to keep the risk in mind here, right? Even though we're 3-1 up, there is a risk here that they score 2 turns, turn us over, and then I'm going to want that reroll badly for overtime. So don't like this. Why are we going for that? I mean, I suppose if you injure it, there's some upside. But now you've got to do an extra dodge. If you blitz this, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 plus dodge. So they've added 2, 3 plus dodges here. They could have just blitzed that out of the way. Oh well. It's still not hard this way, right? It's gutter runner. It's just 3-3-2, but could have just been a 2 plus. 1 plus leader, T-self. So yeah, hitting the leader also has that value. 1 plus leader because we wanted the wizard. So the Skaven have given themselves a chance. Oh, they've got 2 turns to get this office. Yeah, definitely another reason they could have gone for the throw there. Absolutely. So, Wrestle Gutter Runner stays out. They had another Wrestle Gutter Runner, don't they? So they've got 1 Wrestle Gutter Runner and they've got a Tackle. Those are our 2 most dangerous pieces along with the Roger. Okay, I think for the short drive we try to carry on a blitzer because just having it on the blodge step I think is the thing here. Because we're probably not trying to score again, we're just trying to make sure in 2 turns that we don't give them a touchdown. We'd like 1 more player on the pitch to shore that up, but we don't have it, so... Vicious Wrath has stunned their wrestle. That's pretty handy for us. Bring you across because you're not doing anything else. Take that block. Fine. I think the pickup is next. Okay. Probably shouldn't have taken these blocks on the line. So this is relatively Roger proof. They could still dodge around the outside with gutter runners, but it's like a long way to go for an uphill on blodge. So I think staying Roger proof is the thing here. We're far from the tackle as well, which is nice. And that wrestle being stunned is obviously great. Roger is mad. It's not a blitz, so they're just trying to move it. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was hoping by making this double screen. Like, you stop it, because they're now going to want to blitz with something else. You stop the Roger from, like, tying up a bunch of players for next turn. So if we have to give up 1 lineman for that, it's a pretty good deal. They need a scoring threat this turn, by the way, because, like, if nothing's in scoring range this turn, then we've won anyway. So all of this in front is kind of not a worry to us. I assume they'll bring a gutter run around the side afterwards. Yeah. So they have got a scoring threat now. Tackle, I would think they could have brought that more central because, like, I'm just going to stay away from where that tackle is, especially with the wrestle not being able to get close to us. They haven't blitzed yet, have they? So is the blitz just here? Or are you just going to make the dodges at the end and try and uphill it? Does come in. Does get stunned. Yeah, I think they were just going for the uphill, weren't they? Okay, so that's looking pretty good for us now. We can just stay out of range of both of those. The gutter run it, but we stay out of range of everything. I think if we just go back down here, literally nothing can touch us. It can touch us, but it can't hit us. They've only got one turn left, so I think that's just game over. Let's take our hits just in case we're missing something obvious. Put a screen in front of it as well. I mean, I don't think any of this matters. I think we've done it. But
they've got the advantage, but it is sure. Get up! Get off! He's following up, hoping to get on knockdown next time. That player's like a sprig of
yeah, like it's a weird game. Like I don't think my opponent played badly. Like I just think they just didn't they didn't show like urgency. Like after going 2-0 behind early, they never played they didn't concede, which is great. Like big fan of not conceding, especially on a team that had a perfect record. But I just felt like they never played with that like sense of like, okay, we're behind and we need to be like super aggressive. Like that never kicked in. So it was sort of, because I had that early lead, it felt sort of comfortable just to sit it out. Felt like a sort of oddly low stakes game. I mean, I probably should have done that, Shamber. I probably should just move there and just hit end turn, because I'm pretty sure once I did that was over. But I'm over cautious and I've made mistakes before, so I just thought add extra levels in case there's something I've missed. Eldril has a little boogie. And our Elf Union go to 3 wins. I'll take the record. Arena run, 3 wins, no losses. Let's go. Oh, and we've completed a quest. I'll get to it in a second. Yeah, that was game number 3 of the arena run. The Wood Elves, not Wood Elves, the Elf Union are going perfectly. 3 wins, 0 losses. Let's see it on the arena screen. There they are. If you're watching this on YouTube and you are enjoying the not gobs but they try, do hit that like and subscribe.